You played Jerry West.
I played Jerry West.
Winning Time.
Yeah.
Now, how did you prepare for that role? When you
I read his book.
You did?
I read his book like 4 times.
Right.
I listened to his book even more. You watched a lot of the footage you can get hold of. Some of the early commercials that he did way back in the day, the basketball stuff.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff of Jerry out there. I mean, Jerry famously didn't like my portrayal of it, and
how did that hit you?
It was upsetting. It was not that he didn't like it. I don't mind the joke. So it upset me to think that it upset him because I really loved who he was and what he'd done and what he stood for and all the things that he brought. And, there was a kind of a style, waver within that. I mean, I thought we were making, a John C. Reilly, a much more a slightly heightened version of what this 80s poster pin-up world was, not a docudrama. And,
right.
But that said, I took everything from his book, and a lot of the criticisms that some people seem to have was like, didn't you read Jerry's book and his dark heart and the hole he had and the rage he had and the golf club breaking, it's like he did break his golf clubs famously, and he talked about in the book, it's all there. I might have raised it up a little bit, but I wanted to make him memorable and cool and exciting and that those like the Testarossa and the 930 Turbo posters and all the pictures of these great players we all had on our walls.
I did love the show.
The
show was fantastic, and Jeff Perlman has sat in this chair.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I just think some of the West family was upset at the portrayal of his anger wasn't always so flashpoint in that regard.
It wasn't so flashpoint, but when you've got, I mean, I can get that. I texted his son when he passed away.
You did?
I didn't want to comment or anything publicly, but
of course.
And he sent me the loveliest text back, and he always hoped, and we hoped to get together at some point,
right,
with Jerry. And my answer, because I love this, my answer to that is like, I just wanted, you're bringing the heart on the sleeve to the few scenes that I have as Jerry West.
Yes, sir.
That show was not about Jerry, but I wanted to make him memorable and dynamic and, one of the baddest asses around in that business that just had such a passion to win and to be the best and succeed and bring the best out of his players that it upset him, which is what he talked about a lot, and what he's carrying. So, yes, I maintained the rage a little bit too much, but it was like, I had X amount of scenes to bring Jerry's passion, which I thought was deeper and stronger than anybody else.
Well, the thing that I also heard on the flip side about the complete accuracy was his, I guess, inability at times to watch the live games, that he would just be in the hallways.
We had some scenes of those too,
in the basement of the bowels, if you will, of the arenas.
Yeah, and he refused to go to Boston. He never stepped foot there again.
God, what was the line about the Celtics in it? That was. What was that again?
Fuck Boston. Oh, you teed me up, mate, and I brought up the big club there. I hope you know what I mean.
The one, but I do recall that. No,
dude, you asked for the driver. I gave it to you.
No, it was.
You wanted a chip shot.
It was something about about a priest and the Celtics or something like that. I should have looked this up beforehand.
There were some great lines
about how he just hated the Celtics. And the scenes, obviously, where Michael Chiklis playing Red Auerbach were priceless.
I'll never forget seeing Chiklis in the full get-up. And him coming out to me, looking at me, oh, my God, look at you. And I'm like, oh, my God, look at you. And he was just, the cigar. Because my first job in America was in Rhode Island, was about, loosely based on the Bolger brothers, and I was playing, Billy Bolger, and so I grew up in that Boston world. I played Ted Kennedy. I know that world and love that world immensely, and the people and the heart on the sleeve thing, and there was just, that whole, I read all those books. I read Wilt Chamberlain's books. I read, Red's book. I read, the great, arguably the greatest, when you argue about who's the greatest, the winningest basketballer ever, the center for the Celtics.
Yeah, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. I mean, and I love the way that Bill Russell just still puts, count them, dude, count them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well,
whatever you want to argue about, it's just like, you didn't beat me, dude. It's just like, and I love that, and there was that element of, yes, I was a boy and a fan of this world, not just of these players, but of this time and this representation, like, the Testarossa, the Miami Vice. The world was larger. We were kids. America was like, dude, as a foreigner, America was like, man, I got to get there, Look what's going on over there. Magic.
Yeah. It was great, and obviously I thought it was a superb show that I really wished had more time than it was allotted by
I wanted a bit more of, like
all of it.
Of like Step Brothers, and a bit more of like, a bit more of
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. I mean, I used to joke with John, because you've seen Talladega Nights and all that, I used to joke like pre-scenes, with the pre-roll, we're getting ready to start, I'd have a little bit of light, I'm booking a foursome on the, the Beverly Hills golf course, because that's where he used to play, and I'd book it under the name Mike Honcho. So I'd be in there, Honcho. No, for four of us. No, it's 7 a.m. because John's about to walk in and do a scene with me, and the crew would just be cracking up. Honcho, Mike, you want me to spread your butt cheeks, dude? No. Because I'm taking the scene out of Talladega Nights.
Of course,
I love
exactly
John.
What you're doing. And so, what was the line you were saying that?
Paul Revere should have slept in.
Yeah,
they should burn this place to the ground. Yeah.
I know he should have. Yeah, he should.
And by the way, Chickless would take that personally in real life.
No.
The fact he's been on this show and he's talking about how my name's on the parquet floor. He really meant it.
That's what I mean. These guys wear their hearts on their sleeve, and Jerry in his book talks about it so clearly, so passionately, and that deep hole in his heart.
Yeah.
And that's what I was after. It's funny because Murdaugh was a Gamecocks fan. Mm-hmm. So I started going down the Gamecocks thing. I had no idea about that song.
Yes.
Was that song?
So you learned all about SEC football from this?
College sports, man. I mean, America, I've always loved that here. America loves its sports. It really does.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.